All right, everybody. Hello. Uh,
Hello.
we are starting the Splatoon All Scrolls run with LaurieDBunnykins, or Laurie.
Hello.
All right.
All right. So, for those who don't know, just I don't know the exact time, under 48 hours ago, a single player DLC story for the sequel to this game just came out. So I decided, hey, let's go back to the roots a little bit and show off and 100%, kind of 100. This is really as 100% as we can get. I mean, we can upgrade all items, but that's just really grindy. So this is what we settled for in the Splatoon community. I'll explain scrolls once they're actually in the level and the scrolls become a thing we need to care about. So I'm just ready to start. Ready?
All right. Yep. Let me give you a countdown.
All right.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Also, mind capture card delay. I have that. But all right. So before we can play the game, we have to learn how to play the game. And this is where immediately a great thing comes into effect. So the way that this game works is you have a set range with whatever weapon you're using, and then your weapon can fire at certain areas around that range. And so this is shot RNG because it's kind of random which parts of the ink from your shot will go where around that said target. And sometimes it can make those balloons at the beginning because we have to pop the first 4 balloons before the game lets us move forward. Sometimes it can make those balloons take forever to pop. Fortunately, wow, really lucky here. That was really good tutorial section. We know how to play the game now. But one thing that you probably saw me doing a lot is swimming. For those who haven't played Splatoon, you turn into a squid and swim through your ink to get more back, so you can shoot more things, which is kind of what you want to do in this game. Swimming is way faster than anything you can do. So I'm going to be trying as much as possible to spray ink in front of me to swim in it. And then after the first couple levels, I'm going to get some tools to help me swim more often than I'm shooting ink. At the beginning of the game, after the tutorial, we have some cutscenes. A little bit of a time save. If I have no Wi-Fi connected to my Wii U, the Squid Sisters will not tell me the online stages. So I don't have to sit through more cutscene. Same thing happens in Splatoon 2. You want to play with your Switch not connected to Wi-Fi, so Pearl and Marina don't give you stages there, especially in that game. It's way slower. All right, so now that all these cutscenes are over now, basically, I can use the touchscreen on the Wii U gamepad to select places I want to go. And so if I select Octo Valley, that's the single player area. So I tap Octo Valley because it's faster than walking over to that sewer. And then I have to mash through more text. Basically, this is where kind of things are explained. In the first cutscene we saw, the news flash, the Great Zapfish, which is the main source of Inkopolis's power, has gone missing. And this old man believes he knows who's done it. So we're going to trust him because old people are very wise. And now, that tutorial weapon we had was called the Splattershot Junior. We get the hero shot during our journey in this game, and the hero shot is 1,000,000,000 times better than the Splattershot Junior. I don't know if it's faster, but it's a bit more powerful and it has better range. So you can cover a lot more area quicker. And so I'm in the first actual level now. You saw me, I threw a bomb and it didn't really do anything I threw a bomb there and it did something. Bombs are really good. I threw it on the map and it didn't do anything. What I was trying to do is you have to use you can use bombs to get some extra ink on the overworld. You have to open a level, you have to ink the kettle it's in enough times. you can use bombs to get some extra ink on the kettle. You can also use bombs to distract some of these enemies, which is good for the shielded guys who are shielding your attacks, but you can throw a bomb to distract them. Mechanic that they kind of messed up with how it works in Splatoon 2, or not messed up, but changed it a bit and made it like 10 billion times worse to deal with any shielded enemy. I'm going up here because this is the first sunken scroll. This is, again, the main differentiator between any percent and 100% is I need to collect all, if I can do my math correctly, I believe it's 32. Yeah. 32 of those scrolls. But all of them are just kind of that a little detour I make at some point during the stage to grab a piece of paper that has some lore on it. I don't know. Lore of this game is weird. Oh, I fell. So now I'm introduced to vaults. At the end of this level, I have to get a key to open a vault, and the vault has a launch pad in it. That leads us to the end of the stage. These barriers that have Zapfish in it, we have to get enough Zapfish to open the boss kettle, and then that'll unlock our way to the next world. But those Zapfish are in these little protective shields, and we basically always want to try and throw a bomb at those protective shields to instantly break open the Zapfish shield, so that we don't have to waste time shooting it open, and we can just keep moving forward as much as possible. So this stage is really hard. It has a trick at the end that's kind of cycle dependent. And then also I want to keep a good eye on my orb count, which you can see at the top right. I have like these orbs. That's basically a kind of currency. I need to make sure I have a certain amount by the end of the stage. That number will they'll differ depending on an event that will happen later in the stage. So I'm messing up this section. All right, there we go. So I need to be really watchful of my number. I might go safe just for the sake of marathon and in case something happens at the end of the stage. But at this point, it's kind of tricky. All right, there we go. All right. So this is what's going to change some stuff. I have armor right now, which I got from one of those squeegees, one of those guys that take all the ink. And if I beat the stage with the armor, I get 10 bonus orbs. So if I lose this, I'm going to need to do some backup stuff. And I'm like right at the end of the level, so I don't want to have to worry about doing backup stuff. And then there's this trick that's about to happen that I'm doing. This is cannonless. Basically, in the normal way you're supposed to climb up this wall is you're supposed to go on a hidden launch pad to find a cannon, and then on that cannon, that was really good. That was like one of the best cannonlesses I've had since I've derusted for this marathon. But what you can do is if you can climb and then keep inking, you can climb up the wall without going to the cannon. And that's good because it's not that the cannon is slow to use, it's more that it's slow to get to. And then before this stage, I threw the bomb over the edge, but before this stage, I'm going to pause the game which is, when I pause the game, I get an upgrade screen and I can unlock 2 other bomb types. In Splatoon's multiplayer, you usually have a main weapon that has 1 sub-weapon, but for the sake of single-player exploration, you have 3 sub-weapons that you can use in the single player. You have to unlock the other 2 though. You saw splat bombs. These are seekers, the ones that I just bought, and seekers are really great. I mentioned earlier swimming. I'm gonna get some tools so that I can swim more. Seekers just kind of go straight forward, and they're called seekers because you can lock them onto an enemy before you throw them, and then they'll seek the enemy. But if they don't have a target, they'll just go straight forward and drop an ink path, and they go at like the same speed you do, so you can easily swim behind them as long as they're going in a straight line. The only drawback to this is that they're the most ink expensive sub-weapon out of the 3 that we get in the single player. So we have to be really careful that we use our Seekers right, because we can't really afford to, in most cases, can't afford to use another one, like, right after we use our first, if we mess up. And then the rest of the stage is pretty simple. We just got to get to the end.
Hey, Laurie.
Yeah?
Would you mind giving a little bit of an explanation of the April Fool's patch donation incentive?
Oh, yeah. The April Fool's patch for one shot, it changes the text box portrait and text sound effect of the game's main character to basically a poorly drawn version of the character and random meowing noises.
All right. Well, if
That's
you like,
that's all the patch does. It's funny to me, at least.
well, if people are passionate about seeing poorly drawn art and hearing adorable random meowing noises, you should donate to the one-shot April Fool's patch incentive, which is currently at $0 out of the $50 incentive. So
yeah. One more thing I'm gonna say about it, actually. It's very funny in cutscenes when I'm going through text at very fast speed. And like you make 1 or 2 sounds each text box. It like gets hilarious. That's one of my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. Going back to this game though, I started the first boss fight. This is Octostomp. He's very easy. You just kind of have to get him to try to stomp on you and then have him miss, and then you can climb up his sides and get the tentacle in the back. However, you might notice something weird if your eyes are sharp. You can see in the bottom left corner, you can see the sub-weapon I currently have equipped. You might notice that every time I'm attacking the tentacle, I'm like constantly fidgeting between between which one I'm equipped. And that's because you can kind of like refresh the weapon timer by switching sub-weapons. Okay, I have that. Add that scroll. You can kind of constantly refresh the weapon timer by switching sub-weapons. And so by switching sub-weapons constantly, I can fire faster than my weapon's fire rate is supposed to fire. And that's the rapid fire glitch. And with that, okay. I had scrolls 1, 2, and 3 lit up in the book, so that means I did get them. And then all the boss scrolls have their own page. So I have all of those. So now I'm on to the next area. This is World 2. I did not mean to do that. Oh my god. I was holding the squid button. Oh, this is a disaster. Let's go. Okay. That was great. Great meme. I've been told to not break the stream while I'm gone. Or while my restreamer is gone. Alright, won't do. Alright, now we're in area 2. Alright. So the first thing we're going to do in area 2 is go up to this level. Right here. So first thing we want to do, I got a really good first seeker throw. That's a kind of hard angle to nail. And then this is another kind of tricky angle to get in between this wall and these boxes. I didn't hit that one. It's pretty good that I hit the first one though, because these spreaders here, these things cover the ink with cover walls or whatever surface they're on with enemy ink. And they are cycle based. So we want to go as fast as we can to make good cycles. One cycle I really do want to make is right here. I want to get this skull roll and try and jump on this spreader before it's over. I made it, and then I messed up this wall. I was very close, though. I think I didn't ink the top of it enough and didn't swim off of it. All right. But the scroll was down there, so that's good. Okay. Yeah, there you see Seekers actually locking onto enemies. All right. Come on, thank you. That ending part is kind of a tricky jump. You hit an ink balloon, or balloon fish, which kind of explodes in your ink. That's what a balloon fish does. But then you weld a balloon fish before it respawns. You kind of jump onto the small platform that it's usually on, and cover that, and then use that platform to jump to the other side of the circle instead of going around. Very minor time save, a lot easier than it looks, but still a little bit deceptive. All right, so now we're on to this stage. This stage is really tricky, and there is some things I can do to go like optimally fast, but I'm going to do some safeties that involve throwing some bombs, specifically at one part of the stage that has a lot of really bad fights, like a lot of really bad enemies all at the same time. It's this part right here. I'm going to try throwing, I want to try throwing this perfectly through all of these guys. So the thing I'm going to do here that I usually don't do is throw a bomb. Okay, it did not work. I tried to throw a bomb there to scare them all down and then tried to get up here as fast as possible, but I was not able to get up in time before they all kind of bombarded me, so I died there. Got a second try. Just doing the normal strat of fighting. Here you take almost the same route as any percent on this part, except you make one pit stop just before the end. You can see the end of the level right up there, but before that we have the scroll right there. So, nice placement. All right. So the first area had 3 Zapfish, 3 levels we had to complete before the boss of it. Every other zone has 6. So we have to get 6 levels done here before we can fight the boss and go to the next zone. All right. And here we're going to see a new level type. This is going to be the Octolink level. So, this is a level type where we're going to have to go through one of these multiplayer maps. This one is Kelp Dome. And what we have to do is get to the other side, or a certain part of the stage, depending on which level you're in. We have to get to the other side to, so that we can get to where the Zapfish is. Because hey, it's right there. There it is. They're one of the more interesting stages in all Scrolls, in my opinion, because it's not really a straight level path. Like, the rest of these levels are very linear. These ones are very open because of the way that, you know, the single-player arenas are designed. So, it makes them one of the more interesting levels, in my opinion. And then this is another level type. This is an Octo Striker level. Basically, we have a level where we have to get to the other side of it's usually a multiplayer map. For some reason, this first Octo Striker level is actually, this is the tutorial area that we were in at the beginning of the run. But we've got to get to the end of it again as fast as possible. Meanwhile, there's this guy who's firing these really big strikes of ink at us. Oh, there's one. And once we get to the end of the level, we're going to jump on a launch pad to take him down. see here. He's going to fly out of his ink and try and fight us. What I'm going to try and do is get close enough to him and then throw a bomb to kind of scare him away from the bomb and into my shots. And if you do that right, which I did there, you kill him before any enemy attack becomes any sort of an issue. Alright, so 2 levels left here. Before this level, I'm going to buy our last sub-weapon type, which is these burst bombs. We don't have to wait for the cutscene that we got after buying the Seekers that tells us about our sub-weapon menu, because we already know about our sub-weapon menu. And then this level is good because we're going to have some time saves that come from having the burst bomb. I made that, okay. Okay. I messed that up, though. There we go, I just jumped over, like, right all over those guys. Alright. So the reason why we wanted to get burst bombs before this stage is because we can use burst bombs in this stage to make these propellers move really quickly. And that just lets us, when we have to move forward using the propellers, it just helps us get through the stage as fast as possible. And we still need enough ink after using all these burst bombs to throw a splat bomb there. And here I don't want to shoot these propellers too much because I don't want them to go too far down, because then if they go too far down, I have to wait for them to go all the way back up. Here I'm going to wait for that guy to stop firing so I can just jump up here and get him. If I kill one guy, this guy will be submerged in ink, and that delay of surprise he gets from being submerged in ink is enough time for me to just climb the wall and not have to worry about him, and we're done with the stage. I might have forgotten to do something, now that I think about it. I'll see. I did not. Okay, so you may have noticed after the first level we did here, I dropped my stylus. I unlocked the level, but didn't enter it. Fortunately, once we unlock a level, we can super jump to it at any time. So I unlocked that level just because we were going in a clockwork path, and it was the easiest thing for me to do. But I actually do want to save this level for last, because it's another level where we really want burst bombs. But if you recall, we only have like 60-something burst bombs exiting that first stage, so we didn't really have the ability to do this stage with burst bombs after the first stage. And as you see, these burst bombs instantly expand the sponges to their... Okay, well, if I hit the sponge, instantly expand the sponges to their full size, which is good. Here, this is a hard jump. This is an octoball jump. You're supposed to hit these... Oh, I messed up. You're supposed to hit these guys backwards onto that circular platform using, well, your hero shot, obviously. I don't know what else you'd use to shoot in this game. And then kill them there. But we can just jump over them and they'll roll off. Here I'm going to guide this octopod over here to make this sponge smaller so we can get under it and get the scroll. That's really the only time in the run we don't want a sponge at max size. And then this part is a really tricky ending to the stage. Similar to 1-2, you're going to see a skip with the cannon. For safety, I'm going to grab this checkpoint. You see the cannon here, but it takes time to, like, you know, get in the cannon and then fire all the shots you want to fire in the cannon. So, right there. Yeah, as you saw, I used a ton of burst bombs. I even messed up. I used a burst bomb before hero shotting one of the enemies, but I still did that first try, which is nice. And so that's all the levels in Area 2. Now we're on to the boss again. I have my Seekers out, so I can just go straight up to the boss kettle. And alright. Here's our second upcoming boss. This is Octo Nozzle. I did not do my Seeker throw. It's fine. I was supposed to Seeker throw before heading into this cutscene, so that there'll be a trail of ink leading directly to the puddle of purple. So I can do that before the cutscene and then not have to worry about doing it right now. It's fine though. I'm gonna try throwing a splat bomb at the tentacle before going up his side to ink the rest of it. That was kind of fishy. I didn't ink it perfectly. Shot RNG's rude. Every phase here, like Octo Stomp got a little bit harder. He had less platforms to climb on his side after each phase. Here, he just adds more of these belly buttons you have to hit out before you can damage this weak point. And I agree. This game's single player is designed amazingly. Like, despite the multiplayer aspect on this game, it's very clear that Nintendo put a lot of time and effort into the single player levels of this game. And in Splatoon 2, they only did as good, if not a better job. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the run, the Octo expansion released just earlier, like maybe a day and a half ago. And it is an entire single-player based campaign with a ton of content. It's absolutely amazing. If you have Splatoon 2, I'd recommend sparing the $20 for it. I definitely do recommend the Octo expansion. I believe it's better than the base story mode for Splatoon 2. However, this game does not have any DLC, so we just get this story. The Octo expansion, I will say this, it is way more challenging than like both the single players, the base stories for Splatoons 1 and 2. It is way harder. Okay, so here I'm going to try and get a sneaky Seeker throw right here, and it'll hit that wall. And so that way we can just swim right to it as soon as we enter Area 3. So Area 3 is where the world layouts start getting way more complicated. Yeah, that's a good point. This Wii U wasn't doing the hottest. Splatoon was fairly late in the Wii U's life cycle, so it makes sense they wouldn't do DLC. But I'm just saying, there is none. Oh, I can't believe that happened. There we go. I might have messed up. There's a little cycle-based strat you can do in this level. It's kind of hard. It involves these guys. I might wait this out to try and get it. I'm going to throw that bomb. And if I did it correctly, which I don't think I did, nope, he is still there. If I did it correctly, that first guy, that guy on my left that I got second, would have died to my splat bomb. And then, before we go on, I'm going to go back here, so I'm going to scroll. Alright. Now we're going to see a special weapon. For those who know about the single player, not only does a weapon have a main and a sub, there's also special attached to each one. There I tried throwing a Seeker as I was falling in hopes that it would hit an enemy. It did not hit the enemy I wanted it to hit, but I got all my Inkzuka shots right. That was the Inkzuka. It fires a big shot in whatever direction you aim it. If you one-hit the enemies there. I wanted to kill the enemy, so it was a good thing to use. There are other specials seen in this run. There's also There's also bubblers, which act as a shield, and then bomb rushes, which I feel like that name is fairly self-explanatory. You get infinite bombs for a small amount of time. The bomb type is dependent, though. However, we don't really use the other two, the bubbler and the bomb rush, as much as we do use the Inkzookas when we can. But we have to get them in a can. We don't have them with us at all times. They're these like special weapon cans that we need to collect to get a special weapon. I mean, sometimes I'll use the bubbler, but it's not really a speed thing. There is one instance you can do a damage boost, I guess, but words. And by the way, these things, these rainy things, are flutters. They are an absolute nightmare. Although they do kind of have a bit of consistent AI, for the most part, their movement patterns can be completely RNG based in some parts, when there's enough turning paths for them to not be able to only choose one. And there's actually a skip I can do in the last level of the game, if the RNG is good. But it's a really scary skip, and I don't even know it, so I'm probably not going to go for it. Here, there are these Octo Troopers hidden in the ink, but whatever. And then once I get that key, I can just jump right here to the vault that I need to... Alright, so here I'm going to use the gamepad to help me, because the gamepad has a mini-map, and on that mini-map it shows this little Octo Trooper hidden in the ink, and that guy is holding a key, and I need to kill him to get the key. So when the gamepad's tracking the Octo Trooper, it's very easy to find him hidden in the ink, and get the key that leads to the end of the level. Alright, so this actually is going to be a little bit of stuff we're going to do before starting the next level. I'm going to ink this while walking over here, and then throw a burst bomb and a splat bomb at this platform, and that unlocks the level all the way over there. For those who remember the thing I did, also for the Octoling and Octo Striker levels, I can now skip the cutscenes at the beginning of each one because we've seen Octolings and Octo Strikers before. But if you remember back in World 2 where I unlocked the level to super jump to later, that's basically what I did there. I unlocked that level from all the way over here, and then I'm going to super jump to it soon. It's not going to be after this level. Alright, nice. So there was our Octoling level. And then that was on a map. That was on the map. Black Belly Skate Park was the multiplayer map that took place on. I believe they brought that one back in Splatoon 2 in a patch. And then this one is Bluefin Depot, which I don't think is in Splatoon 2 at all. This one's also one of my favorites, though, from the original game. In terms of multiplayer maps, this Octo Striker level's okay. There's an any % strat there where you use that gusher to get on top of those two boxes you might see over there. And then you jump and you skip that grate I just walked along. However, in between that box jump and the part where the box jump usually ends you up, there's the scroll. So I can't do it because then I'd have to go back to the scroll. And going back to the scroll would require walking over that grate, which is the slow part of the level. And so we had to do it twice. It's also slower to set up and do the jump than it is to just walk the grate from where the scroll is. So now I'm going to super jump to the stage that I unlocked with bombs. And this is just the best route. That's really the only routing this game really has is optimal. Okay, oops. Is optimal, whatchamacallit, overworld level routing. Your level order, how you unlock the levels. It's really minor. And we just have all levels here. I mean, we still have to do every level, so it's not like we can choose levels to do and not do. So we just kind of have to choose the order we want to get them done in. Or really casually, the order you find them, because it can be kind of hard to find some of these levels casually. Especially in the final world of Splatoon 2's base story. It can be super hard to find some of the levels there. I mean, that area is really annoying. So this is the ending part of the level. I just need to get up these 3 platforms. I'm going to do a thing here where I climb up the sides of these. Oh boy, I bonked. And then try and use this platform, use the side of it. I bonked there, so I messed up that cycle. But we're done with the stage. I tried to use the side of that and then the corner of the last platform to get up there a little bit quicker, but since I bonked, my cycles were off. $11. So the only scroll we need now is scroll 11, which is from stage 11. And hey, I found stage 11. And this stage is great. It has invisible platforms. Alright, cool. That was great. Also, yes, there is an Octolink and a non-Octolink stage. There are going to be parts where they're just kind of enemies now. There's also going to be parts where to progress in a stage, you're going to have to do a mini Octoling rush where we take down like 2 or 3 Octolinks. Hey, there's a box down back there. It probably has a scroll or something. Let's go find out. Oh, look, it does. Alright. And then this part is great. The entire thing here is invisible, so I have to know where to go. Fortunately, I do know where to go. I've played this enough times to memorize where the platforms are, or at least enough platforms to really sketchily jump from one invisible platform to the next. What doesn't make that part easy, though, is there are squeegees, and the squeegees remove your ink, which is the only way you really can tell where the platform is without memorizing platform locations. I should clarify, though, a invisible platform does not need to be inked to be walk-onable. I hit them. They are intended. That sounds like a really weird thing to do to a game. Add invisible platforms. I should honor the pun, ink visible. Here, I'm gonna try and throw a burst bomb. There you go, at this ink line. Okay, there we go. That ink line was really weird when you jump onto it like that. There we go. Because that ink line leads directly... That ink line's supposed to lead directly from the boss. If you go up all the way to the boss area and don't have enough Zapfish to enter the boss kettle, that's an ink line that's just supposed to lead back down to the base area of the world map. But we can throw a burst bomb at it from there and jump on it to get up to the boss instead of going down from it. And then this boss is, you've seen these enemies throughout the runs that are like these balls that when they go in my ink, they kind of get like drowning or something. And then I can hit them while they're in that drowning state. This boss is basically just a giant one of those. This is Octo Whirl. He's going to spin at me. It's very threatening. You fight this boss enough times, you always know how long he's going to spin for, and then how his directional charges work. So I always know exactly where to ink in order to get him to die as fast as possible. Good stuff. Which kind of makes this boss essentially an auto-scroller. He's not actually an auto-scroller because you can mess him up, but you can't really save any time other than not messing up, except for maybe shooting the tentacle fast, which I think I did pretty okay on. Alright. I once lost a run to jumping over that skull and hitting the Zapfish. So I wanted to be really careful. I've been really careful with all boss scrolls this run. So here in the story, Captain Cuttlefish is going to die. He's not actually dead. So let's see, I have 3 boss scrolls. Yep, I have 1 through 15. We're good so far. Alright, so now I headed to Area 4. And here is where the big difference is. So far, every level has just kind of been any percent with a small little stop for a piece of paper. And, you know, doing that for 5 zones might not make the best category until you realize we're actually doing all 5. There's something a bit different that I'll try and point out when we see it. But basically, the first 3 zones had a barrier blocking an ink rail. And it's been tested, you can clip into those barriers, and the ink rails actually do not function until you beat the boss, so we can't skip worlds like that. However, this level only has one blocking a platform that leads on a path to Area 5. And we found a way, since it doesn't have an ink rail or anything, it's just a platform, we found a way to ink the inside of the barrier, and then there's a tiny bit of space we can go outside the barrier and skip the entirety of World 4 by just jumping to the next platform past the one that the barrier is blocking. So this is where the big difference is between any percent and all scrolls, is in any percent you're able to skip World 4. However, in all scrolls, to get a scroll, you have to complete a stage. And there is a scroll in the boss, and of course, to unlock a boss, you need to beat all the other stages. So, we have to beat all the stages in Zone 4, which, again, is skipped in any percent. Oh, you're over here. I was waiting for you to be on the left side. So after this stage, we're going to meet. We lost Captain Cuttlefish to we don't know yet, so we're going to meet Agents 1 and 2. I've never explained this. We're Agent 3. Basically, the guys that the old man thinks stole the Great Zapfish. He's starting kind of a battalion because he led a battalion in a war 100 years ago, and he thinks they want revenge for that war. So he's starting a new battalion like the one he fought with in the old one. And we're the third agent in that. So we've met Agent 1 and 2, and they're basically going to act as Cuttlefish, as kind of our guide through the rest of the game, until we get Cuttlefish back, which is the end of the game. So we basically won't be seeing Cuttlefish until the final boss, which sadly, I really like Cuttlefish, but I do also really like Agent 1 and 2. So it works out. Oh no. I spoiled the ending we're gonna see in like 30 minutes. Whatever have I done? No. It's okay, I'm not gonna spoil any of the new Splatoon 2 stuff, so this is safe from Octo expansion spoilers. So here I'm gonna hit this propeller twice with the cannon. You saw me finally fire the cannon, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna finally... So there's me finally using the cannon. But you're gonna see me fire it twice, and then hit the propeller a little more to get the platform over to me. And as soon as I can, I'm gonna jump from this... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, no. Poor Shane. Who's Shane? Whatever. I just have to do this section again, it's fine. So we have to sit on this platform again. Alright. Just gunning these guys for the fun of it. Don't really lose anything by doing it, don't really gain anything. Just having a good time. You stop that. Alright, so I wanted to get up to this side because if I jump over here, here's a scroll. And then here is a bubbler. I don't need it, per se. But if I mess up this Octolink fight, it's good to have... I did not mess up the Octolink fight. I mean, it's not like I have to really jump from anything besides the end. And the only way that jump is because I was trying to play risky getting the jump as fast as possible. Because I like going fast. Alright, now we have an Octo Sniper stage. This is a new enemy type. They're kind of mean. You can see him right there. He's a sniper. He's gonna try and snipe me. Fortunately, if I move forward, which is something I usually do in a speedrun, he won't hit me. Oh, also he gets distracted by mobs. So if I throw a Seeker, he tries to, like, snipe the Seeker. You can technically stealth this and not be seen by the sniper at all, therefore removing the risk of that happening. But hey, that's slow. So we're basically not going to care at all about the stealth in this game. Because, hey, speedy. I think this time I'm gonna knock this guy out. Just to be safe. Yep, there you go. However, there are these two, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. Oh, I jumped on that box. I was not expecting that. Okay. Here, you want to jump in this middle portion. Okay. That's one of the few parts where we don't need to take out every enemy. We just need... that one Octo Sniper, and then we can go on. I guess since I've already died twice, but I'm only 1 life down, I should explain how the kind of live system works in this game. I'm gonna distract you by going over there this time. You can see in the top left I have this bar with 3 segments. That kind of acts as my lives. Every checkpoint I get 1 life back, basically. So if I lose all 3 on the same checkpoint, I exit a stage and have to start over from the beginning. Hopefully that should not happen at any point in this run, but things can go poorly if I mess up. That was not a very good stage. Alright. Right up here is our Octoling stage. I can't see. Okay, there we go. This is Bluefin Depot. This is the stage we did the World 3 Octo Striker stage on. In this ending part, I'm going to do something a bit specific. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hit this. I'm going to take my time to hit this person and then go down for the scroll. And with that Octoling dead, what I can do is if I climb up this by the left side, there is no enemy that can reach me before I hit the ink rail. Just a nice little strat that removes chances of dying, because that's not good in the speedrun. Now I have to go up here. And there's the next level right here. That's a new one. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen that one before. That death there. I'll be safe with you, though, if you want. I'm also gonna grab this armor. This is actually, like, faster, because you get a better platform to jump to the launch pad from. And armor's good, so why not do it? So, these platforms are all cycle-based. I bet you have had fun. Every time I have talked about cycles this run. They're so exciting, right? This stage is very good with them. Fortunately, the cycles here are kind of forgiving. So that, like, there's no unwalkable sides of the platform. It's just I kind of don't want to be on a platform in the middle of its rotation. Because then I might have to switch the way I'm walking on it, which is not very fast to do. I just want to walk on it one way, whole way, or rather swim on it. Don't really want to be walking in this run at all. I mean, when I have to shoot, I have to shoot, but that's besides the point. There's the scroll. This is the end of the level. I did not make that. I can make the double on the next, then... Oh god. This is really bad. Gonna ink that some more. And that's how to screw up an ending. Cycles do make the world go round. They also make the platforms go round. I love the little subtitle to this level here, The Tentacles of Fate. That's just kind of funny. Like, okay. Alright, so now we have one more level to do. And that's not how I get to it. It's this is how I get to it. There we go. This is our Octo Striker stage. This one's going to take place in the greatest level of multiplayer selection, Urchin Underpass. This is actually probably the worst Octo Striker game in the Octo Striker level in the game. It's also debatably worse than every Octoling level in the game. So hey, it's got that going for it. What a way to tarnish a really good multiplayer map. The scroll's over here, so I'm gonna get it. Because, hey, that's what I do. I think the Octo Striker lost me. Okay, this part can be tricky. There we go. Didn't die. Oh, there he is. Hey, bud. Alright, now I go up here. And I want to get rid of you and you. Before going to you. I want to actually try something. Does this work? That does work. I've never tried that before. Alright, cool. That's the strat. I don't even know where I got that Inksuka. I don't even know where I got that Inksuka. Alright, it's boss time. Alright, so here we're gonna get this boss's attention, this Octomaw. We're gonna get his attention and try and get him to eat us as fast as possible. Because when he tries to eat us, he'll show us his teeth, and there's a gap in his mouth that we can throw a bomb into. There's actually a little sign on the platform where you start the stage. I'll show it off if I die, but I really shouldn't die. This is a really easy boss. That shows like, oh, there it is in the background behind him. You don't feed the boss bombs, so we feed him bombs. Because that's just what you do. We're edgy and hip and fresh. We don't listen to no adults. Adults are yucky. They smell like old cheese. And that's Octomaw. That's right. Adults cannot turn into squids. So they're they're way worse. Yucky adults. Alright, but that's World 4. That's skipped in any percent. As I mentioned earlier, you're gonna see here the platform, what I was talking about. Alright. So apparently the guy that stole the Great Zatfish and the captain is the final boss. Got a real big think about that one. Alright, we have all the scrolls so far. So you're gonna see here the platform with the barrier on it. That's how it works. You see it just guards that platform, and then we can use that to get to Zone 5. Yeah, we have a way to use bombs to ink inside this platform, and then ink the platform behind it, and just go to Zone 5 without having to do any of the Zone 4 stages. Again, we have to get all the scrolls, which means we have to do all the Zone 4 stages, so we can't do that. But hey, whatever. So this is Zone 5, Area 5, World 5, whatever you want to call it. It's the last one. Here, gonna do this again. I'm gonna throw a burst bomb, throw a splat bomb, and that'll unlock this stage, and then we can go in it. Do I actually have all the scrolls? I'm gonna double check this. Yep, I do. So I don't need to worry about going back to any levels, as long as I get all the scrolls here, of course. This level can be kind of tricky, because when you're not dealing with my favorite thing in the world, platform cycles, you're dealing with a lot of enemies on a very small surface, which can be very tricky when they have shields. Great. Great and fun. I'm gonna kill you while I wait. Because... There we go. Because we need to ride this platform to reach that scroll. This part can be really scary. Hopefully I'm gonna jump right there. Yep, like that. Perfect. And I have an Izuka I'm not gonna use. Awesome. When it comes to grates, you can just swim right through them with the squid. That's how it's always been the whole game. I don't know if I've explained that. And some of these things on the spitting platforms are grates I can swim through. You can't ink grates though, so usually you'll choose not to go on top of grates. Sometimes you don't have the option. Sometimes you'll have to go on a grate. And that's not great! Alright, let's try this again. Oh, jeez. Alright, there we go. Zapfish is just up there. We just gotta get up this platform, which is actually easier said than done. I did it, though. Gonna ink this side to get up as fast as possible, and goal. Alright. So this may look really fishy. Assume all puns are unintended. The game makes enough as is. That jump kind of looks fishy, but we don't have to hit that platform with the propeller, which is good. Because if we don't have to hit it to go there, for the platform to go there, we don't have to wait for the platform to go back. Alright, and then this is the last Octoling stage on the multiplayer map, Salt Spray Rig. This is one we hadn't seen previously in the run, so here it is. This is the route I'm going to follow for all scrolls, because over here, you're messing me up, is an ink rail. Normally, this is like the only map in Splatoon in the online where you can't reach the opponent's base. But they added this ink rail in single player, so you could reach it. And that way, they can put the scroll in here. This is what you usually do in any percent. You just get to one of these pipes and then ink up it, and then get right to the last checkpoint. Well, not the last checkpoint. There's also one, like, right here. Or, like, one of the later checkpoints of the stage instead of having to go all the way around. Thank you. That's another good thing about burst bombs. Burst bombs only take, like, a third of your ink. So you can throw, like, 2 before you're going to have an issue. So if you miss the Zapfish kettle with 1, it's great. The only reason I don't do that as much as I can is because it can be hard to quickly switch sub-weapons. Like, I can't switch them while super jumping. Like, I was mashing D-pad right. and it didn't do anything. So this is the last Octo Striker stage in the run. We're back at Black Belly Skate Park, which we haven't seen since the World 3 Octoling stage. And this one puts up quite a fight. We have to get a key in the middle to unlock a vault that has a launch pad. And then here's a little skip, actually. These little punching bags are supposed to block you from going back here with this route, but we can use the wall to get over them, and the scroll's right there. If we kill one of those Octo Snipers, we have enough distance to... And we have enough ink from its death to just swim and unlock the vault and get in there before the other Octo Sniper has a chance to do anything. Alright, that's Octo Sniper. That's Octo Strikers. We won't see another one. And as it stands, we only have like 3 stages before the final boss. So that's pretty exciting. Oh, cool. So, one thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to do the normal bomb. Splat bomb. If I see the saving icon, there it is, game saved. That means the level unlocked, and the game saved the level being unlocked. Awesome. We can move on now. This is, I don't remember the name. Far-flung flutters. Okay. More flutters. Isn't that great? This one is debatably harder in terms of the flutter movement and the amount of flutters, but it's way shorter, so that's a bonus. Before this launch pad, if we go in this hidden launch pad, there's a scroll. I'm gonna wait this guy out. And then the key here is just in this corner, which it looks like we have a straight shot to. Gonna throw another seeker there, so, oh, hey, this is good. I'm gonna go around. Oh, this was a bad idea. Oh, this was a really bad idea. Gonna try going through here. Oh, God. Alright, we made it. This is what RNG can do. But either way, the Octo Sniper has the key to this vault, and then when you go through this super jump, it just kind of ends. Well done, us. Alright, hey. It's time for this stage. That was a cool jump I did. This stage is actually pretty nice. I like it a lot. It's another sponge-based stage. So, sponges. If I do this enemy right, he'll just fall right through the sponges for me, and I won't actually have to attack him. This guy I will attack, though. Okay. Alright. Here we have some burst bombs to throw. I did not do that burst bomb correctly. And then we have the Inkzuka, which is cool. We can do this in time. Thanks, game. You're gonna know all the sponges in that section just using the Inkzuka. It's awesome. And now we're gonna have another new addition that'll make balloons even easier, and that is the balloon fish. I'm doing more strats where we jump where the balloon fish was. to just make it to other parts of the level faster. The balloon fish will not actually hit that first sponge, so we have to do it ourselves. And again, the burst bomb's ink capacity, where we can throw like 3 with a full tank, is really showing its worth here. This part is scary because this Octo Bomber, okay, it did that time. It usually perfectly throws the bomb on the sponge, which means that as soon as, which means that you have to get off that platform ASAP, because sponge is bombed by an Octo Bomber, it will lose a lot of its ink. And then I can use the Ink Zuka here to make this Octoling fight faster. I messed it up a little. But the Octoling's really good range and power. If I do it right, can make that fight last really quickly. I still think that was faster than not using the Ink Zuka. That was just not as fast as it could have been. As you can see, we have almost every scroll. No, I don't need to double check the bosses. I have all 4 boss scrolls, I know it. Alright, so now I just do this stage. Which is another stage where bombs are going to help us out a lot. Again, burst bombs, really nice. You can basically instantly ink all of these switches if you need to. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Alright. I do actually grab this Ink Zuka, but not for this section. It's for a later section in the level, where it's faster to use it there. There we go. Second try. Run low on ink. Shoot. Alright. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to jump to the middle. And then I get to do this. Awesome. If I shoot down here, I get to go along the ground. Oh god. Oh my goodness, that was an insane save. So once I knock out all these guys, I get a bubbler, and then I can use the bubbler here to get through this guy. How are my flutters moving? Can I do the skip? Not. Okay, nope. He's gone. If the flutter with the platform on top of it is right as close to the Zapfish as possible, you can actually make a jump where you jump from the platform to the Zapfish area and skip having to do that super jump. It's really hard though. Alright, now we've beaten all the levels. We have all the scrolls. I'll double check the scroll book again. 1 through 27, bosses. That's the beginning of the book. Bosses, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Alright. So we have everything. So I'm gonna jump over here. Just a heads up, the final boss is coming up, so you'd think time would be fairly soonish. This final boss is really long.
How long would you say? Like 6 or 7 minutes?
Oh, no, longer than that.
Oh, lovely.
Somewhere between 8 to 10.
Oh, okay. Good.
There are skips I can do, and I should still be well under estimate.
Oh, you will be.
Yeah, there are skips I can do to speed it up. Hopefully I get them. Even if I don't get them, like, I'm saying 10 minutes even if I fail most of the skips. As long as I do the boss, everything first try. Which, boss isn't too hard. I do have to be careful because some of the speed strats involve getting a little risky with how close you're getting to him. And when you're close to him, you have not a lot of space and time to react to a lot of attacks happening at once. This is DJ Octavio. He is the Great Zapfish and Captain Cuttlefish, which is both of the things we want. So let's fight him. So the gist of this fight is that he is going to launch some attacks at us, and we don't want to get hit by them. But one attack he does every so often, curl one of the giant fists on his machine to try and punch us very strongly. The thing about this is we can hit the fists back at him and knock him back. And that's how we damage him. After we knock back the fists enough time, he's going to do a different attack. And that attack is another attack you can reflect back at him. He's about to fire it here, so yeah, here we go. This is the subwoofer attack. And we can hit this thing back at him, and we have to do it 3 times because he's going to play some tennis with us. But this is going to break both of his fists, and then when both of his fists are broken, he doesn't have anything to reflect it with. So we just hit it one more time, and it ends the phase. We have to do that 5 times to end the fight. So that's phase 1. So here's where the skips start coming into play. I can do a thing here if I do. We'll see how I do. There we go. That looked good. There's skips that are called delay fists, where basically I kind of try and delay hitting Octavio's fists as much as possible. And if I do it just right, I don't know why, but it gives the fit. I messed up now. But it can give the fist like extra knockback. Because video game. And that can help. If he gets knocked back, Barton, he'll do his subwoofer attack sooner. And if he does that sooner, the phase ends faster. Unfortunately, since I did miss that one fist, though, I'm going to have to wait. And oh, never mind. Okay. So, even though I still got the delay cycle there. So, despite missing a fist at some point in phase 2, I did get the skip here. And he's already doing a subwoofer attack for phase 2. Travis has sunglasses on this thing, by the way. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the stream now, and I forgot this to Usher this morning. This fight really likes to kill bitrate. Like, this fight has a lot of colors happening really quickly. This fight is not nice for bitrate. It's just evil.
It's not terrible, though.
It gets worse in phase 5. When we start having a dance party. Okay, so I messed up phase 3. So I'm gonna just play it normal. There is a new type of projectile he starts firing come phase 3, where if the projectile actually lands on the ground, you've seen me shooting some of the projectiles he's been shooting at me before they even touch the ground. And these soccer ball looking ones, if those ones touch the ground, they spawn an enemy. So I don't like them. It's not the worst thing in the world if they hit, especially in phases 3 and 4, where the enemies they spawn aren't that bad. But in phase 5, they spawn like the worst enemy in the game, which is those Octo Troopers with the rapid fire weapon. So here for this subwoofer in phase 3, I'm actually going to use the Inkzuka that I got in a crate at the beginning of the phase to hit the subwoofer back faster, which obviously ends the phase faster. And you can see in the top right corner, I do have the scroll hidden in this boss. All the other scrolls were like at the end of the boss given to you for free. This boss instantly ends when he's defeated, so I have to get it now. And they hid it somewhere in phase 2. I got it in a box. So again, skip. Gonna go for it. I might have messed it up. If I can grab the inks after my first set of hits, that means I did the fight correct. That means I should have done it correctly. And I can. So I think I did the skip right. I don't know. The game's weird. The game's really weird, like this fight. And again, I mentioned the bit rate because once like the phases keep going on, he only starts attacking with more and more things. Like it just gets worse and worse. Yes, now we're at like really close quarters with him. Mainly just to hit the fists faster. I might have to do one more fist cycle here. And if that's the case, I might not have gotten the skip after all. I'll see what he does. This does not look like I got the fastest. Yeah, no, he's shooting fists one more time. He should do subwoofers fairly soon, though. Yeah, okay. So here's subwoofer phase 4. We do have an Exuka, but we're not going to use it because we're going to actually save it for phase 5. Slightly faster to use there, and it's especially better to use there because the subwoofer, you may have noticed, moves faster with each phase. So it moves really fast in Zone 5, so we want something to destroy it as quick as possible, and the Exuka's that perfect thing. By the way, it's dance party time. This is the last phase of the final boss, and this is... I don't even know what to say. It's a great song. You've probably heard it if you heard this game's music. This game's music is great. I haven't talked about this. I haven't talked about it whole run, but this game has an amazing track. Alright, so there's another delay. I can get more armor pieces during this beginning part of phase 5, so... Yeah, see, look, now he's firing attacks at me, like, really fast. Especially because I'm standing, like, right next to him. I have to be really careful of his attacks. But, I mean, hey, if I'm close to him, I can hit him faster. So it's worth. Especially with all the armor you can rack up as part of the fight. And that's also good because the ending part of this fight is brutal. Like you can see the platform I'm working with here is not very kind.
I apologize if anybody got kind of jump scared there. I don't know if my mic picked it up, but a bird just hit my window and
I did not hear that.
Scared the holy heck out of me.
Okay, well, I'm headed to the last subwoofer. After
right.
this, he's gonna fall out of his mech, and then time ends when... And then I'm gonna throw a bomb at his mech because it's faster than just trying to shoot him at the mech. Time ends when I hit his mech, or when he hits his mech. So, like, right now, time.
Alright. That is 1:22:43.
Okay. That's... Alright, I was honestly expecting to PB, because I got a PB, like, last weekend, and it was very bad. It was a 1:21:29. So I was honestly expecting to beat that, so... I mean, I guess I do know a lot of places where this run didn't go correctly, but it was still pretty good, I think.
Yeah. Any time close to a PB during a marathon, I think, is a great time.
Oh, yeah, no. I don't expect it to do as good. I mean, maybe one shot, but, like, Dust I was practicing that one this weekend, and sub 1... Like, my PB's 55, but sometimes sub 1 in that game can be a struggle.
Alright. Well, before I let you go, I'm just going to plug the incentive for One Shot one more time. If you want to make the cutscenes in One Shot a little bit more entertaining by adding poorly drawn art and adding random meowing to it, you should donate to the April Fool's Patch incentive. It's currently has no money towards it, and we need to reach $50, and that should be coming up within the next 18 minutes. So if you are wanting to donate if you are able and you'd like to see that. Please go ahead and donate right now. I will drop the donation link into chat.
Yeah, I believe the only game you have between now and 1 is a Contra Rebirth with Blinkermeister.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, that's gonna be exciting. So,
all right, well then we
you
will
can take
see
me off anytime. I'm just bombing these credits.
Yep, we will see you back here in just a bit, Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And before